It's been a long time. Come on. Yeah. Hey, yo, it's my life, my time, my rights, my rhymes, my grind, my struggle, hustle, sweat in my blood too. A predator smells fear, and I smell a lot. My competitors fled scared, cause they smelled I was hot. I want it all. Excess, the sex, and much success. Stress us, I want it all, no less. So come on.
My name is Putty, and welcome back for another edition of Tuesday Night SmackDown Take 2.
What?
Because, in case you guys don't know, I'll peel back the curtain, not for the only time tonight, and tell you a little bit about our process. Obviously, we show you the bracket, the table every week. I send Tucker a picture at the start of the show of the table before the show and the table after the show. And he sometimes has difficulty finding which one's which, and this week, for the first time, he fucked it up.
I didn't fuck it up last week, though, all right? So I'm 1 for 2.
This was the first time.
I'm 1 for 2.
Not 1 for 2. You're 4 and 1.
Whatever, good enough. It's a winning record.
It's a very good winning record. In fact, you have the same winning record as nobody in this tournament.
Oh. God damn it.
Sorry, Rusev's 4-0. Gargano's 3-1. You know, nobody in this tournament has the same record.
Nobody knows what we're talking about.
Oh, well, yeah. Let's get started.
All right, let's do it.
Remember not to click OK this time.
Wait, what? Oh.
Because we've got a matchup first.
We do.
So, it is Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Roderick Strong. This is going to be a tough match, right? So, Roderick is one of those 3 people who are looking to match Rusev's points, of course. Rusev,
That's true.
2 points ahead of everyone else. Rusev, of course, has an easy match tonight. Probably going to pick up the points, but there are people that are looking to match his points. One of those is Roderick Strong. For Tana, he is, I think, 1-3. Yeah, 1-3.
Yes, 1-3.
Yeah, so he's 1-3. So, you know, this is a match. He's probably out, but
yeah.
it's a chance for him to kind of get back in the Money in the Bank running a little bit.
Definitely.
What are you thinking about the match?
Could go either way, to be totally honest. Tana's got some momentum behind him right now, but Roderick's been... What's that?
He beat Carlinson last week.
Yes, he did. He's got some momentum going right now. But Roderick, like you said, is 3-1. He's been pretty impressive the entire tournament. So really, it could go either way.
Okay, I agree. Let's get into it.
Let's get right into it.
Aww.
What?
Well, this is take 2. This was the only match we got through, and it got an 84 last time.
Yeah. About that. You want to see the bracket?
Yeah, let's see the bracket.
Which one is it going to be, buddy?
I think it's the top one.
Oh, I did it. I did it this time.
God. So this is before we got in. Obviously, now Roddy is 3-2. Tana is 2-3. They're actually opposite records now, which is quite cool. Tana, of course, on 4 points. Roddy still on 6. He's not going to match Rusev tonight. And Rusev, right now, sitting pretty, has a chance to go 4 points clear tonight. Up next, we have Kenny Omega taking on Matthew Riddle. Neither of these two really in the title hunt right now. What are you thinking about the match?
This is a tough one. It's a tough one to call. Omega, of course, has the experience factor, but Riddle last week got fucking dominated, if I recall correctly.
Riddle had a really bad week last week.
Rusev picked this man apart in 48 seconds.
I think it might be 47 seconds.
Jeez. But at the exact same time, though,
he had a short match.
Yes, exactly. He didn't need to spend the stamina. So really, it could go either way. I will give it to Kenny Omega, though, on account of the mental edge that, the momentum, I guess, that one would... The momentum loss that one would get. It's not even a loss, really. It's like hitting a giant roadblock in the form of a very big, angry Bulgarian man.
Have we still got the bracket, or have you closed that one down?
We still do have it.
So one thing I wanted to point out was that Kenny Omega is the odds-on favorite based on the bookmakers and the seeds. But as you can see from the bracket, with the exception of the first place, the seeds, the odds don't always pan out the way you think they are. As you can see from the table already, it hasn't quite gone the way the bookmakers thought it would. But Rusev's number 1, so
It's very true.
Yeah, Omega's the odds-on favorite. Let's get into the match.
Let's do it. Ooh.
Good match. Matthew Riddle defeated Kenny Omega. Another upset, another scalp to the Riddle name by submission with a bro mission. Do you think it was that short match last week? Riddle had
I think
so
it must
much
have
time
been.
to prepare.
Proving
he's no fluke too. He beat.
He's no fluke, definitely.
He beat Shinsuke week 1, if I remember correctly, and people thought, is he, was that like a fluke or anything like that? But we're here. He got dominated by Rusev, which is a bit of a shame, but he's proving that he's a great competitor.
I've never admitted as much as I am behind Shinsuke in this tournament, and I still do feel like he's got pretty decent chances walking away with this. I think he's got a decent record, does he not? Am I wrong?
Shinsuke goes into the night with a 3-1 record.
3-1 record. So yeah, he could.
He's one of the chasing.
He could tie Rusev tonight.
He has to go through Zack Sabre Jr. in our main event, but which by the way, I forgot to mention this. I meant to mention this at the start of the show. Tonight's main event is the only rematch in the tournament from last year's tournament.
Wow, what do you know? Yeah. But yeah, Nakamura. I was definitely behind Nakamura. To start with, I still am in this tournament. I still think he's got really a great shot. But I never for a minute thought that Matt Riddle in any way was, a fluke. No.
Oh, okay.
I definitely think that Nakamura should have had the match against Riddle, and I do knock it up to Nakamura taking Riddle lightly. But it's definitely been displayed that even before coming into the tournament and during this tournament, that Matthew Riddle is no joke. Like, this man...
He took Undertaker to his limit.
He gets things done, and he gets it done here tonight against Kenny Omega.
Well, up next we have Rusev versus Pentagon Jr., which is on the ballots the second most... unbalanced match in the tournament.
And we had the most unbalanced one last week, and we already talked about what happened. Can you say 47 seconds?
Yeah. So what do you think? Are you thinking if is Rusev on a roll?
I'm going with less. I'm going with 46 seconds. Pentagon.
Well, we know you don't think much of Pentagon Jr.
Pentagon Jr., like I said, is some little gremlin creature who uses weapons to get what he wants. He's not fit for this type of tournament. He's not fit for this level of competition.
So, well, we might as well not talk too much about it then. One of the odds-on favorite victories of the tournament. Rusev on a roll. Let's see what happens.
Rusev.
So, in an extremely short match, Pentagon Jr. defeated Rusev in 1:49 by pinfall with a quick roll-up.
Well, that doesn't mean anything. There's a roll-up. Like, come on, can we get a rematch?
That is the joint... biggest upset in the tournament. Perhaps the biggest upset in the tournament.
There's going to be a rematch, though, right? Like, that doesn't count. He just rolled him up. It's not a real win.
Pentagon just came out like he was avoiding Rusev for a good minute. Rusev couldn't land a punch, and from out of nowhere, we just got a roll up.
No, there's got to be a rematch, though.
That's the rules of the tournament, man. The bell rang.
What?
It was a roll up. It was a pinfall combination.
I could go in there and roll somebody up, and you're telling me I could win a King of the Ring tournament by doing so?
Well, Lenny, if you want to sign up for next year's tournament, I'm sure you're free to do so.
My name's Lenny? I thought I was Daniel. What the hell's going on?
I don't know.
Who am I?
Who are you, Tucker?
Let the fans decide.
Intermission. Oh, man. Oh, so yeah, William Regal is backstage and he says, I watch Raw every week, like many of you do.
Why?
And last week I saw something that concerned me. I heard that Vincent Kennedy McMahon was getting involved with Chris Hero, that he was getting involved with helping him train and helping him train and prepare for the world title match next Sunday. That concerns me a lot. It concerns me that someone in such a high position like Vincent Kennedy McMahon is looking after and encouraging the Raw participant in that triple threat. Therefore, I've had some thinking and I've come to a decision. And next week I'll make an announcement that looks after SmackDown's interests at the Royal Rumble.
What?
You'll find out next week.
I I didn't agree to anything like this. I don't know.
Speaking of stuff you didn't agree to.
What?
AJ Styles comes out and he says, he gets on the mic, he sits in the middle of the ring. He puts his face up to the mic and says, "You know, guys, let me level with you, right? Let me go off the script for a second. I was told 3 weeks ago that at the Royal Rumble, I was going to have a match with Tetsuya Naito. It was then told to me backstage last week that was no longer happening. And you know that happens sometimes in professional wrestling. Plans get shifted around, people get shafted. But this time it really stuck in my craw. You know, I went to Raw. We had this meeting backstage. And I know that the suits in the back don't want me talking about this kind of stuff. You know, they don't want me shooting, is what they call it, right? But I was told that at the Royal Rumble I was going to have a match with Tetsuya Naito. And then all that just got swept from under me. And you know what? It pisses me off. It pisses me off because that's everything I built to. It's everything I cared about. You know, I got insulted by John Layfield a couple weeks ago. And that was going to be my redemption. My big redemption match. Because I was slated to win, folks. You know, shooting here. But you know what? That was going to be my redemption match. And now nothing. They threw a few names at me, a few replacements, but they're all terrible. They're all shit. Just like the entire Raw roster is shit. You know, I was there. I was there until SummerSlam 2016. Do you know how demeaning it was to work on that show? It was one of the worst experiences of my career. They tried to put me in the cruiserweight division. They tried to put me in the cruiserweight division. You know, I've had a beef with Raw since we started this show. I've had a beef with Raw since I arrived here in the WWE. And this is just the last straw. So you know what? I'm going to be at Raw this week. I got a ticket. Maybe I'll just be a fan. Or maybe I won't. Maybe I'll take that match with Tetsuya Naito that I deserve. And hey, maybe you're going to see a different side of AJ Styles here on SmackDown.
One sec, everybody. One sec.
No.
We have to have a little bit of a talk. Like I'm just saying, all right. Like,
Okay,
if you make him show, I'm gonna fuck him up.
Just moving on.
All right.
So we have a backstage dark room contract signing where they still, John Cena and Kevin Owens is just not saying a word to each other. Remember, they didn't actually cut a promo on each other last week. They just basically stared at each other and pointed at WrestleMania. So they just signed their contract.
Oh, that's the angle. Oh shit, my bad.
That's just it.
Oh man, it's Bailey.
Bailey's in the hospital.
Oh no, not Bailey.
She gets on the hospital mic. She's like, "Alexa, what you did to me last week, it wasn't right. But then you gave me a silver lining, a bright light, hope. So you know what? I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to scream. I'm not going to shout. I'm going to win the title next Sunday. And you may bring your steel chair. I'm bringing wacky, waveable, inflatable RM2 men. And they're vicious. They're vicious. They're the biggest heel in the company, according to Tiger. Vicious two men to a gunfight.
Those two men will protect her.
And we have the introduction for the semi-main event of the evening.
Woo!
Johnny Gargano, Carl Anderson, the greatest tournament wrestler in the history of the business, versus the man, the myth, the legend, Johnny Wrestling, Johnny G, the 2016 Cruiserweight Classic winner, former NXT Tag Team Champion, Evolve Ace. Johnny Wrestling. What do you got for this match, Tugger?
2 words. Winning mentality.
Well, let's get right into it. And in a good match, Gargano defeated Carl Anderson with a by submission with the Gargano escape after, throwing a banana peel into the ring and Carl Anderson slips into the Gargano escape.
Oh man, winning mentality.
Winning mentality. Next week he's going to drop a fire hydrant on somebody.
Oh Jesus.
We got introductions here.
Oh, okay, cool. Oh, shit.
We have introductions for our main event of the evening. Zack Sabre Jr. versus Shinsuke Nakamura, the only rematch from last year's King of the Ring, where Zack Sabre Jr. actually defeated Shinsuke Nakamura in a tournament where he didn't get many wins. One sec, let's just have a look at last year's bracket. Don't worry, you're not going to get to see it, but I will. Zack got 3 wins last year. One of those was against Shinsuke. So does Zack have Shinsuke's number? But Shinsuke's been on a roll. If Shinsuke wins, he equals the points of Rusev tonight. What are you thinking, Tucker?
Shinsuke Nakamura. Because he's Shinsuke Nakamura, and that name itself means so much more than anything Zack Sabre Jr. has ever done.
Gargano's had a bad tournament. He is 1-3 right now. He's not in a great position, but he's a great performer, though.
What does Gargano?
Did I say Gargano?
You said Gargano.
Sabre's had a bad tournament. He's 1-3 right now, but he's a great wrestler, and we might see that tonight.
Zack Sabre Jr. may be a great wrestler, but Shinsuke Nakamura is just. Great. Like, it is just. He may be a great wrestler, but Shinsuke Nakamura is just. Okay, yep, we get it. Moving forward.
Okay.
Main event time. Whoa.
So, in about that sensational wrestling and great heat, Shinsuke Nakamura drew with Zack Sabre Jr. in 25 minutes when the time limit expired. This was just a submission clinic. These two working over. Shinsuke worked over an arm. Zack worked over Shinsuke's left leg. And, Shinsuke was in a leg submission, and he managed to hold on for 25 minutes. They both get a point. But before we take a look at the bracket, let's move forward a quick sec.
That we shall.
After the match, Shinsuke is very hurt. He's crawling on the floor.
Oh, no.
His leg is in agony, and out comes AJ Styles. Zack tries to stop him. AJ throws Shinsuke over the top rope.
Does AJ fist bump Shinsuke?
Oh no.
He fist bumps him in the face?
He just goes to town on Shinsuke's seemingly injured leg, brutally assaulting it. After he spends about 3 minutes just attacking Shinsuke's leg, and then he looks like he's going to the back, but he gets a chair from under the ring.
Oh, fuck.
And brutally assaults Shinsuke's leg with a chair. And the commentators put over that Shinsuke might not be able to compete.
I thought we were the commentators. Or are we only the commentators during the tournament? The second the tournament ends, we're no longer the commentators.
Well, Michael Cole and JBL are still commentating. We're the analysts.
We are, aren't we?
So, and you do the introductions.
I thought I was Brian. What the hell? And let's look at the updated bracket.
Take a look at the bracket. Things are getting interesting.
Gargano ties it up.
Gargano ties it up as Rusev slips this week. Gargano's only loss in this tournament, by the way, is against Shinsuke Nakamura.
Ooh.
So
this also featured the first draw of the tournament between Nakamura and Sabre Jr. there.
Indeed, it did. It featured the first draw of the tournament. And they get a point each, which means Sabre is now 1-1-3, which leaves him at 3 points. And Shinsuke is now 3-1-1. But you have to say, after that attack, do you think Shinsuke's even going to be able to compete next week, where he is slated to take on Rusev in the main event?
I don't know.
It is slated to be Seed 1 versus Seed 2.
All I can say is that what AJ Styles has done is despicable. And I hope he gets what's coming to him.
Well, Shinsuke Nakamura is very hurt. He's been rushed to a local New York medical center, and we'll have updates on him as things go. But next week, Hiroshi Tanahashi takes on Matthew Riddle. Kenny Omega takes on... Let me make sure this is right, actually. Yeah. Kenny Omega takes on Pentagon Jr. Johnny Gargano takes on Roderick Strong in quite a close matchup there. Shinsuke Nakamura, if he can compete, takes on Rusev in our main event. And in the semi-main event, Zack Sabre Jr. will take on Carl Anderson in a match at the bottom of the table. What are you thinking about next week, pal? Any big matches stand out to you as tournament clinchers? Seed 1 versus Seed 2 if Shinsuke can make it.
That's big. That's big. Almost as big as Lex Luger.
Deal with it.